lovely souls, and welcome back to Faith in the Valley with Deechi. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are well. And for those of you who are new here, you are most welcome. So, in today's Faith in the Valley story, I am sharing Alicia's journey. And Alicia is a woman in her 40s, and she has faced a painful, unexpected injury, and in some ways it has changed how she has lived, worked, and how she navigates her day. And so this is Alicia's story, and maybe it feels a little bit like yours too. So without further ado, let me share Alicia's story. My name is Alicia. I am 42, and a few months ago I fractured my wrist in my dominant hand in the most ordinary way. It was raining that morning. I was walking quickly down the stone steps outside of my flat. I was rushing to catch a bus. My phone buzzed and I turned my head for a few seconds just to glance at it. One misstep on one very slick surface. I fell forward really hard, and instinctively I threw my hand out to break the fall. The pain shot up my arm instantly. I felt lightheaded and my fingers began to tingle. At A&E, the x-rays showed I had fractured the distal end of my radius in my writing hand. This meant that I couldn't write, I couldn't type, I couldn't even do up the buttons on my coat. And for a while, I just couldn't stop crying. I live alone and I work remotely in a design role which requires daily deadlines. I had minimal sick pay, and suddenly I had to ask for help for everything, from washing my hair to cooking meals. My siblings have been amazing with helping me out whenever they can. But somewhere in those first few slow, humbling weeks, I started to pray again. I began whispering short sentences to God. Often while I laid in bed, or when I struggled to do something simple like brush my teeth. At times I felt completely overwhelmed and alone. I started to write prayers with my left hand in messy, shaky handwriting. I remembered that healing isn't just about the body. It is also about the heart, about identity, and about the surrender. Surrendering to the process, surrendering to being still. One scripture I kept reading out aloud over and over was taken from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Another scripture that I have leaned on is from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. I may not be fully healed yet, but I am fully seen because God sees me and He knows what I have been going through. And I want to tell any woman watching this, if your strength feels small today, it's okay. God's strength is still enough for you. Well, my lovely souls, I don't know for you, but Alicia's story is a tender one. And I think it is a story that many of us can resonate with and can relate to. I know that I personally can, as I travel through my own recovery journey. You see, in this valley, it's not always easy. It can feel like you are alone. It can feel like you are the only one going through this situation. But you're not alone. And having God's presence and being able to reach out to Him is such a comfort. And I hope that by hearing Alicia's story, that you feel encouraged, that you're not alone. And even as you're watching this and as I'm speaking with you, I hope that you feel that I understand what it is that you're traveling through in terms of this unfamiliar journey of recovery. And if you are in a season where even the basics feel hard, you are not alone, and your healing matters. So if today's story has given you some encouragement, please do leave a comment below. And if you've walked through something similar, then I would really love to hear from you. My details are in the description below. I would love for you to reach out to me, and I would be happy to share your story on your behalf, similar to how Alicia has trusted me with sharing her story. And I would encourage you to also subscribe as well if you haven't already, and please do share this with someone else who may be going through their own valley and their own season of challenge. You are not alone in your valley. And I won't stop sharing and repeating and reminding you of that, because there are others just like us who are traveling through a tricky time. And I really appreciate that you are all a part of this healing journey with me. And I know sometimes being in a space of vulnerability can feel strange, almost isolating, but we are here together. And finally, may grace meet you exactly where you are. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I really enjoy speaking with you, and I look forward to hearing more of your stories, more of your comments. And until then, you take care.